OCO on Mind, Body and Soul, the funniest yoga of them all. The curious healing power of kinesiology, and how vinegar can make life sweet. But first, creating a happy home with Feng Shui. Do you feel a little run down or not quite right? Don't just blame it on the latest virus that's going around. It could actually have something to do with your home. Feng Shui is the ancient Chinese science that studies the influences of our environment on our health, relationships and prosperity. Literally translated, it means wind and water. Janine Laird is a Feng Shui consultant from Shengqi, Australasia.
Feng Shui can positively affect our health by helping us to select and arrange a harmonious living space that will support and enhance our mind and body. In Feng Shui, we believe that different kinds of natural life force energies, or qi, exist in our environment and that they affect our physical, emotional, psychological and spiritual well-being. Some of them bring us good fortune, but others can cause us ill health and even misfortune. We call these invisible energies flying stars. The water stars govern our wealth and prosperity, but it's the mountain stars that are actually the most important aspect in our home, as they are critical to our human fortune and govern our health and relationships. People who live in a home that has good mountain star energy will feel far more settled and secure. They'll enjoy better health and their relationships will even be more harmonious. Their careers are also likely to be more stable as their power, status and authority are enhanced. In this corner of the room, the element of wood is needed. So there's a wooden sideboard, wooden furniture. I've even put a wooden placemat there. I've decorated with elements that are either completely wood or are dominated by the element of wood. The tapo is from Fiji, so you could include things from other cultures. It's made from the bark of a tree.
It is a given that certain conditions around the home affect its Feng Shui and therefore the flow of qi. One of the most important is clutter, as it's an obstacle to the flow of energy within the home and can make you feel as if your life has become stuck or stagnant. Clearing clutter is essential to creating a healthy and harmonious environment, and Feng Shui can at best be only minimally effective until it's done. But what is the purpose of Feng Shui?
The aim of Feng Shui is to balance yin and yang energies within the home. If a house is cluttered, the windows are shut, the curtains are drawn and the air is stale, the garden is overgrown, and the house is dark and obscured by trees, then it's got too much yin energy. The qi becomes stagnant and can't flow, and the occupants can feel unmotivated and even depressed. Now, on the other hand, if a house has too much sun pouring in through the windows, loud music is blaring, it's sparsely furnished, and it's got no trees to offer any shade or protection, then it has too much yang energy. The qi flows too fast through the house and it can't settle, and therefore the occupants will feel aggressive and find it difficult to relax.
It's a good idea to engage the services of a consultant when first applying Feng Shui principles to the home, but there are some steps that you can take yourself. Ensure that your home is free from rubbish, clutter and unpleasant smells, and keep up to date with your housework. Get rid of any unwanted clothes or goods. Open your windows and doors on fine days so that fresh air can circulate through your home and clear out any lingering or stagnant odours. Keep your home well maintained and check for any structural problems. Keep your kitchen cupboards and pantry clean and well stacked. Get rid of out-of-date food and broken crockery. Never sleep next to electrical equipment such as the TV, cordless phone, computer, electric blankets or meter box, as the electromagnetic fields can harm your health. Also, keep your home as chemical-free as possible and go organic where you can. So, by following these simple tips or seeing a feng shui practitioner for advice, you can banish that not quite right feeling for good. There are many ways of purifying the mind and body and opening the eye of the mind. What you must do is firstly, laugh and have the mind of gratitude, and secondly, give up all of your ideas about yourself. So said Dr. Masahiro Oki. If you're looking for a yoga class, you will usually come across schools offering Ashtanga, Iyengar or Hatha Yoga. But if your karma is ripe for having a good chuckle, you may find yourself choosing Oki-Do, the only yoga school which emphasizes one of life's greatest gifts, laughter. Oki-Do Yoga was founded on the teachings of Japanese teacher, healer and writer Masahiro Oki, who lived from 1921 till 1985, and combines his rich understanding and experience of martial arts, yoga and Eastern spiritual and healing practices. Oki-Do is inspired by the knowledge that we each have an inner life force that preserves and enriches our energy when we connect with it. The main tenet of Oki-Do is that our potential is much greater than we think. Whilst all yoga disciplines teach skills to gradually develop poses that we may have considered beyond our reach, Oki-Do uses laughter to distract students from fear, frustration, or limiting perceptions. Students may find themselves laughing their way into a pose even before they think, "I can't do that." As well as developing general health and fitness, Oki-Do is suitable for assisting students to improve posture and correct alignment. The poses develop physical and mental strength and are learnt in an atmosphere of love, gratitude and support. Whilst Oki-Do will push your laughter buttons, the practice also develops and may include meditation, fasting and other health-related practices to develop well-being at every level and a lifestyle that supports it. According to one student, Oki-Do is not about being serious. It's all about relaxing and enjoying your body, developing dexterity and strength and trying to balance in new ways without feeling frustrated and disappointed. Laughing is a big part. One of the exercises that causes a lot of laughter is they all lie face down in a row and take turns to roll over the top of the others. Recapturing a childlike quality was one of the things that attracted Oki-Do teacher Gail Shepherd.
One of the best things I love about Oki-Do yoga is it brings out the childlike quality in people, and sometimes we've lost that in our day-to-day life. It brings out joy and laughter and also the sense of community and working together.
A unique and inspiring feature of Oki-Do yoga is working with partners to develop strength, flexibility and communication. Partners assist each other to perform stretching exercises and use each other's bodies for support and balance in more difficult poses. This interaction develops a sense of community as students watch each other grow in confidence, strength and stability. Partner work may include exploring barriers that you face in relating to others. Look out! You may end up working with a partner you don't want to work with. This can be a great opportunity.
Sometimes that can be a challenge. The idea is to work with people that you may not want to work with or you don't normally work together, so you create harmony.
Are you interested in a natural therapy that looks at the body as a whole?
So what I'm doing now is just doing pre-checks, just to make sure that all the systems are working.
Kinesiology could be just what you're looking for. Kinesiology combines the principles of Chinese medicine with a system of muscle testing to find areas of imbalance in the body. The basic principle behind kinesiology is that the human body has the ability to heal itself, and it assists the body to do this by identifying and then releasing blockages in the body's energy systems. Blockages in the energy flow can affect not just the muscles but every tissue in the body. The feedback received from muscle testing gives an insight into whether the flow of energy to a particular area is being interrupted. When a muscle is tested, a slight force is applied to the muscle which the patient must try to resist. It could involve the patient holding up an arm or a leg, which the practitioner will then try to gently push down. The test doesn't measure the strength of the muscles, but rather how the nervous system is controlling the muscle's function. Sometimes the patient will be unable to resist the practitioner's gentle pressure, indicating not only a weakness in the muscle, but possible problems with other tissues and organs on the same energy meridian.
Okay, hold.
Chiropractors will sometimes use muscle testing to help them determine what areas of a patient's body they need to adjust. In fact, kinesiology was originally developed by a chiropractor. Once the muscle testing has been used to determine where energy balancing is required in the body, the practitioner will use a range of techniques to treat the patient. Kinesiologist Katie Stephen believes that there is an emotional component to most physical problems and employs some counselling in her treatments to try to determine why imbalances have occurred in the first place. She also uses gentle muscle manipulation as well as working on the acupoints and will sometimes use different colours or sounds to stimulate these points. Among other treatments employed by Katie and other kinesiologists are the stimulation of specific acupoints on the body to increase blood and lymph flow, herbal remedies, nutritional changes, aromatherapy, and flower essences. Katie likens the acupuncture points along the energy meridians to bends in a river. Debris can build up in these areas, interrupting the energy flow. By clearing the debris, the way is clear for energy to flow freely again, allowing the body to heal itself. Kinesiology is used to relieve such things as pain, fatigue, stress, depression, digestive disorders, allergy, learning difficulties, and sports injuries, as well as aiding general well-being. Since kinesiology was first developed in the 1960s, many practitioners have added their own variations to the original technique. And today, over 130 different forms of kinesiology have been developed. So whether you're looking for an improvement in your general health or have a more specific problem, there could well be a form of kinesiology that can help you. Vinegar has a reputation for being sourer than wine, but it may be sweet to the skin when applied to soothe a bee or jellyfish sting. According to Mrs. Beaton's book of household management, published in 1886, a simple vinegar lotion made from 1 part vinegar and 1 part water is the perfect remedy for bruises. There has been little scientific research on the medicinal properties of vinegar, but many who use it are convinced of its healing properties. But when it comes to healing, not just any old vinegar will do. When apples are harvested at the mock orchard, they have many destinations and purposes. Each season, some are set aside for the special purpose of making the orchard's unique biodynamic apple cider vinegar. The vinegar is mainly purchased for cooking and medicinal purposes, sometimes for people and sometimes for animals. One farmer drives 150 kilometres to the orchard especially to buy the mock orchard vinegar, as he has found that his cows require fewer assisted births and have a 0 birth mortality rate when vinegar is included in their daily feed. At mock orchards, the vinegar apples are placed in large wooden oak barrels which have a volume of between 4,000 and 6,000 litres. There they are carefully watched and monitored for over 12 months as they brew to the required level of fermentation. This traditional and thorough process creates a live culture called Acetobacter. As 4th generation apple farmer Russell Mock explains, the Acetobacter, often referred to as the mother, is an essential component if vinegar is to be used for medicinal purposes. A lot of people don't realise that for medicinal purposes, vinegar must be live and cultured and fermented in a 2-step process. Often, commercially made vinegar is made through an acetator, a quick process taking only about 24 hours. The product is pasteurised vinegar with no live culture. Only vinegar which is still live and is unpasteurised can have any medicinal benefits. In the fermentation process, the Acetobacter culture forms a layer of skin on top of the vinegar that then falls to the bottom, forming sediment at the bottom of the barrel.
It's not forming in the mother yet, which means the acid level isn't quite there.
The sediment improves the quality of the vinegar, and the orchard's bottled vinegar usually has traces of sediment at the bottom of the bottle. Good vinegar can assist to alkalinize the body when necessary, but can only do this if its own acidic properties are correct. Whether you have been recommended vinegar treatments for skin or digestive ailments, or as a general health tonic, get advice from a qualified practitioner about how vinegar treatments may best assist you, and think before you buy. Look for vinegar brewed with a live culture that is unpasteurized. Are you harboring an adventurer behind that suited exterior? Does the idea of a map, compass, and hidden treasure intrigue you? Do you need to brush up on your fitness? Orienteering may be your ultimate sporting experience. Orienteers run, walk, ski, mountain bike, or wheel themselves through a forest or trail course, following a map to find a series of control points. Events may be held in the bush, forests, parks, ski slopes, or suburban streets, and control points range from fence posts, riverbeds, and tree stumps to telegraph poles and letterboxes. The original form of orienteering, foot orienteering, was recognised as an Olympic event in 1977. Now the sport has 4 types of events at the international level: foot, ski, mountain bike, and trail orienteering. Using a compass to take bearings and following their map, orienteers usually compete to complete their course in the shortest time. But as the sport has become more popular, some events are purely focused on enjoyment, with participants walking the course or using mobility aids if they have a disability. The hidden treasure you are seeking in an orienteering course is a red and white nylon cube with a stapler hanging from it that imprints a special design into your control card, signifying that you've been to the right spot. Get all the right stamps and you complete the event. Until you set off on your first orienteering event, it will be hard to imagine the excitement you will feel when you catch a glimpse of the red and white control point. Your pace will quicken as you run towards it, your heart will lift, and you will be surprised at the renewed energy you have to set off for the next control. Particularly if it's the last one. Courses usually range from 1 to 18 kilometres, and participants are divided into age groups ranging in some countries from the under 8s to the over 90s. The unique fitness derived from foot orienteering is a result of combining the skills of running, climbing and being footsure over rough terrain. If you think of the other animals that have these skills, kangaroos, pumas, mountain goats, you will be inspired by the level of fitness you could achieve if you compete regularly. These physical skills are combined with map reading, making the orienteering experience an all-round tune-up for the body and the mind. One of the greatest opportunities the sport provides is that of being alone in nature, but in a safe environment. As the starting time for each participant is staggered, you could be alone in the bush or forest for some time without seeing any of the other participants at all. Beware, many orienteers report that this silent, meditative experience can be suddenly broken by the sound of someone else stomping through the undergrowth, hot on your trail. Like many modern sports, orienteering has its extreme side. Running through the forest in the daylight isn't enough for everyone, and some choose to become night orienteers, setting off after dusk and travelling with a headlight to light their way and read the map. Not recommended for those who are wary of things that go bump in the night. Check out the internet site orienteering.org to find out about orienteering in your neck of the woods. Join us again on Mind, Body and Soul as we discover more paths to health and happiness. But for now, Dominique gives us some food for thought.
When you're feeling stuck in a particular area of your life or frustrated because something's not moving ahead the way that you planned or the way that you expected it to, instead of pushing through, try and stop for a moment and be very quiet. Get out of your own way and listen for the still, small voice inside of you. That aspect of yourself that is divine, eternal, never panicking, never fearful. In order to hear that small voice, we need to become still and small, to be humble and quiet and listen to the voice of our spirit.